What is up, guys? It's Copes here, and today I am back with a Fortnite video. In today's video, I will be ranking every single Season 6 pickaxe from worst to best. I will be excluding the Battle Pass pickaxes though, because I don't really care to put those in this list. I'm only talking about the items that came to the item shop, or possibly some exclusive items that we got with like the Galaxy, the Double Helix, stuff like that. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Starting out at our number 25 spot for the worst pickaxe easily to come out this season, I had to give it to Excordian. I honestly hate the noise of this one. I do not like the look of it. To me, it's very obnoxious. I hate pickaxes that are this loud and this obnoxiously annoying. I can't use this one. To me, it's easily the worst one to come out this season. It came out with the Ludwig and the Heidi. Moving on to my number 24 spot, I had to give it to the Herald's Wand. This one, you know, is trying to be simple, but at the same time, trying to be a little bit complex. I don't like the look of it. The sound isn't annoying, but it's nothing too special. Like, it's not simple enough for me to love, and it's not complex enough for me to just love either. It's just in between. It doesn't look that great to me. At our number 23 spot, I know there's not many surprises because you can see it already, but we have the Moonrise. For me, the Moonrise, oh my god, I just don't like it. You know, there's some pickaxes, there's some items in this game that I just don't like. There's not much explanation for it, but it's one I'll never use. Here's the sound to it. It definitely doesn't sound bad like the Excordian does, but it's just nothing special to me. Moving on to my number 22 spot, I had to give it to the Web Breaker. This one really doesn't even look like a pickaxe to me. It's way too small, the pickaxe part is. At least it lights up, the eyes do, so that I had to give it a little bit of credit for, but still, it's not special enough to put it any higher. Moving on to our number 21 spot, I had to give it to the Jack Spammer. This one actually has a pretty cool sound, but the look to it is absolutely disgusting. I do not like it one bit. Moving on to my number 20 spot, I had to give it to the Axe, the AXE. Honestly, this one, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be free, and then it wasn't, and it really didn't turn out to be that great of a pickaxe. At least it looks like one, I'll give it that. Moving on to my number 19 spot, I had to give it to the Chill Axe. It has a really nice sound to it, but it is a reskin of the Cliffhanger, and I feel like if something's a reskin of something else, it has to be better than the original. That's how I feel, or it's gonna be way down on any list I do. Moving on to my number 18 spot, I gave it to the Splinter Strike. It has a somewhat watery sound to it. I like the noise, I'll be honest, but it can get quite annoying after you use it for a long time, and the look of it just isn't appealing to me whatsoever. Moving on to my number 17 spot, I had to give it to the Night Slicer, and this to me is the reskin of the Axeroni, just a little bit bigger, but it's not special enough to make it any higher on the list. I really like the sound, the look is decent to it. It's a lot bigger than I remember it, but overall, not really good enough to make it any higher on the list. I feel like it deserves this number 17 spot. Moving on to my number 16 spot, I gave it to the Scrambler. This one really reminds me of the Axeroni. It's just like a kitchen utensil as a pickaxe. I really feel like at this point, the pickaxes become decent, and then once we hit maybe our number 8 spot, then they become really, really good in my mind, but definitely a decent pickaxe, not terrible, just not special enough in my mind to make it higher up on this list. Moving on to my number 15 spot, I gave it to the Golden Pigskin. This one really reminds me of the Elite Cleat, but it's just the NFL version, not the soccer version. It has a pretty good sound to it. It's like a heavier pickaxe, if that makes any sense, or that's how it feels to me, but definitely not terrible. At my number 14 spot, I gave it to the 6-string Striker. I do like this sound. It's pretty appealing to my ears. I thought I would like it, or I thought it was going to be really annoying, but I think they did a pretty good job on the sound. It's just not my favorite thing to use as a pickaxe. Moving on to my number 13 spot, I gave it to the Harvester. And this one kind of reminds me of the Reaper. It's very simple. It's just a stick with a piece of metal on the end as a pickaxe. I do like these sort of pickaxes. I'm sorry if you disagree, feel free to comment, but I really do like the more simple pickaxes. Has a pretty good sound, not annoying by any means. Moving on to my number 12 spot. It's not the OG pickaxe, but I do not own it. It's called the Stellar Axe that comes with the Galaxy. I honestly think it's a pretty good pickaxe, and I definitely recommend you get it. No, I'm lying. Do not get the Stellar Axe. Do not get the Galaxy if you're gonna spend $800 or $900 on it. I don't think it's worth it, but I do think it's a cool pickaxe. It's basically the default pickaxe reskinned, but I will be putting a picture on the screen right now just so you guys can see it. Moving on to my number 11 spot, I gave it to the Jaw Blade. I thought I was gonna like this one a little bit more, and the sound is pretty good to it. I really do like the Devil's Face, but I don't like enough to put it into our top 10. I think the number 11 spot is good enough. I do like this pickaxe, don't get me wrong. I thought it was just gonna be a little bit better. Moving on to my number 10 spot, I had to give it to the Dark Shard, and I do think the Dark Shard is cool as its base, but once you upgrade it in game, it actually lights up and the colors are really cool on it. I'm not gonna get gameplay for that, but if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll post a picture of it. It's really cool, guys. If I can find a picture, if I can't, then I'm sorry, but just trust me, it's a pickaxe worth buying. Moving on to my number 9 spot, I had to give it to the Gatekeeper. I really do like this pickaxe, guys. It has one of the best sounds from this season. I would say it's very simple, a really good uncommon pickaxe. I like the colors, and I just like the simplicity about it with a little bit of creativity that I think goes well with it. Moving on to my number 8 spot, I gave it to the Turbine. This one may look ugly to you, but listen in. This is one of those pickaxes that I'm addicted to its sound. I absolutely love it. Its look isn't the best, but I feel like the sound is so good that I just can't put it any lower on this list. I absolutely love using this pickaxe. I use it a ton. Moving on to my number 7 spot, I gave it to the First Downer. And most of these pickaxes from the NFL skins, I really do love. The Golden Pig skin, it's not the best pickaxe, but it's not bad by any means. The NFL pickaxes were amazing to me. I love the noise. And I also love the look of this one as well. Moving on to my number 6 spot, I gave it to the new Spell Slinger. I love the noise of this one. It sort of reminds me of the Turbine, but a little bit subdued. I really love this look though. The crystals rotating, orbiting around that crystal, the biggest crystal. I think that's really cool. It's just a stick with some crystals on it, but I think the simplicity definitely works on this one. At our number 5 spot, I have 2 pickaxes, and this isn't it, but it's the reskinned version Pinpoint and the Resonator, which is the reskinned version of the Onslaught or the Omega pickaxe. I think these two are too good not to put them in the top 5. I wanted both of them to be in the top 5, but not knock anything out. So we have 2 different pickaxes that I will show on screen. I love them both very simple, but better than their original ones. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I had to give it to the Thunder Crash. I really do love this pickaxe. It's not my absolute favorite pickaxe from this season, but it definitely deserves to be in the top 5. The horns grow, both of the horns, the two, like the set of horns grow, and then that middle horn grows as well as you get kills, which is really awesome. I think anything that like incentivizes kills is pretty cool in this game, and this one definitely is better than the Rainbow Smash in my eyes. Moving on to my number 3 spot, the Skull Sickle. I don't know why, but this one always makes me think that this pickaxe is faster at harvesting anything than any other pickaxe. It swings faster. That's just how it seems to me. I know that's not the reality, but I love this pickaxe, guys. I know a lot of you people out there do as well. I personally like the blue more than the teal, but the teal is good as well. My number 2 spot, I had to give it to the Carver. Honestly, when this came out, I thought it was going to be at the number 1 spot. It's a better pickaxe than the Reaper in my mind. Has such a great sound. It's so simple. I love the very simple pickaxes for the most part. There's a few that got into the top 5. Honestly, like the number 3 and 4 spot were surprising to me, but I do think they're really great pickaxes. But I do like the very simple pickaxe designs. Totally recommend you get this one, guys. Moving on to my number 1 spot, guys, I had to give it to the Upright Axe. I love this look, but the sound of it, especially when you hit things, it sounds so satisfying. I use this thing all the time, and I will continue to use it all the time. The sound really is addicting. It makes me want to go harvest some materials, and I guess that might help out my gameplay a little bit because I always have more mats using this pickaxe. Tell me what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about all this? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.